welcome to the Nexus. Today we're doing issue 80 of our tumbler build. Let's get going. Okay, so in this one we're going to need the part that we were doing last time. We're just going to be copying what we did on the left side, on the right side. So in this one we're going to be putting on the air flap, which sits just here. So let's carry on. Okay, so we're just going to be copying what we did before. Here is the box for 80, and we're just literally going to be copying what we've done in the previous issues at the minute. So we get that section, and we get our air flap, which is here. In here we're going to be getting our little pin, hopefully. Yay. And then we've got CM screws. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is we're going to take this section here. There's a hang on a second, let me zoom up. There we go. So as you can see, right there, that's it. Got the pin there, so that's going to go into the bigger end, like so. And we're going to put that on there. Then we're going to push this pin in here, like so. Pretty straightforward. Then we're going to bring in our part just here. We're going to need the side here, so it is going to sit on just like that. So let me grab CM screws, 1, 2. The first one's going on. Like so. And the next one. Like so. And that is obviously it. So let's zoom back out. We can get rid of all the rubbish now. Stuff all that in there. And that. All that away. Okay. So what we get in the next one is we get the right wing ailerons, or the pistons that sit along here like we did before. They're just going to sit on there, and that is what we're going to be getting in issue 81. 82 will be the metal section, which will attach this and the window section on, and then issue 83 we're going to be moving on to something different, so that's going to be good. I don't know what, but we can all hope for something, because there's not much to do in this at all. So yeah. Okay, so that is it. There's not much to do in this one, so I thought what I'd do, instead of doing this at the start of the video, I'll do it at the end of the video. So we're going to do some shout outs today. So remember, if you want to shout out on any of my videos, make sure you comment on the previous video and I will shout out there. Okay, so we've got David2111. Had to agree with you, Kev. Not too much to do in each stage. Disappointing. Yeah, it's just the nature of this build. There has been other builds like that. You know, RoboCop, Iron Man. There's been other sort of figure builds, but I've never known a car build to be as light as this one. But then again, it's not a normal car build, is it? It's just not. And so yeah, it is what it is. It's a little bit disappointing, but I think the end result is going to be fantastic. But yeah, it's all just in bits at the minute. Trav Voice 649. I'm sorry if I'm butchering these. Your video is already in great help to me. You're 31 parts in front of me. Don't worry, you'll get where I am. There's no rush. I've always said this about Partworks. It's not the rush. It's not the end result. It's the journey to get there. And we'll all finish eventually. And we'll all get there. It's great to hear that people are using the videos for inspiration and stuff. So it's great to hear. Roger Downing. Great video, Kev. Glad to see someone else break screws. Yeah, it's a pig to get right, but it's all part of the game, and stay safe. Yes, it is indeed. That part, by the way, is still broken. I'm not gonna drill that out. Now, many years ago, I used to be a mechanic, and yeah, it's a hard. Like, I wouldn't wish it on anyone breaking a screw off or a spark plug or anything like that, and then trying to drill it out. And yeah. I'm not going to go with that on this, but it's still there. Look, it's solid. You know, I do find with a lot of these Partworks, though, you know, we've got 4 screws in this part, but actually I reckon it would stay in with just 2. Like I said, I find some of these Partworks are over engineered in certain pieces. You know, they give you more than you really need to be doing, so you're doing something, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it's an interesting one. Thank you, Roger. Anthony, I agree with you. Not enough to do in each issue sent. This needs to be addressed by Hachette. It's just the way of the build. I mean, if this build was offered through another company, it wouldn't change. You'd still get the same parts. You know, it's just the way the build is. Would it change if you upped it and they down the number and they up the price? Because we're going by price here, you know, things are more expensive now and stuff. So I think there's going to be a lot of die cast. We've already got some quite hefty die cast pieces. It doesn't look like a lot because it's all in pieces, but actually we have got quite a bit of the car. Yeah, I don't think it's going to be addressed. You know, stuff's already set out. Normally when they do these Partworks, they set out everything from start to finish. So fingers crossed that we start combining things together. I mean, you know, we were only talking about it on the live stream on Sunday. We haven't even done the back wheels still. And normally in a Partwork like this, a car one, we would have already stuck the 4 wheels on and the bottom of the chassis, but we haven't stuck the back wheels on. That isn't even connected to the actual bottom chassis yet. There's still other plate bits to go on. Yeah, I'm hoping. But what I have noticed is that the outer panels seem to be quite big and all die cast, so you can't really complain because it's offsetting. The little issues are going to be offsetting the bigger part bits that we get later on. So I hope that helps to explain something. Peter Webster, my mate Peter Webster there. I hope the 66 Batmobile keeps giving plenty to do. Looking good, Kev. Yeah, the 66 Batmobile we're obviously building here. It's behind me here. We're only about 20 issues in, and we've already got the base in, the front chassis. In the next couple of issues, we'll be putting the back wheels on. So, but yeah, at least we've got that to look forward to for part-wise. Then we've got Mark Williams. Great video, Kev. Like yourself, it's frustrating and everything's going to come together. But like you said, it's dragging its arse. Also, as well, can you mention about... Yes, I will mention. So, Partwork upgrades. Get yourself over to Partwork upgrades for the window tints. Now, I'm not going to go through Windowgate again because this was talked and discussed about right at the very start of this build for the front windscreen. So the actual windows on the car they have a bronze tint over them. In some shots in the film, you can see that the windows themselves are actually like a bronze color, a deep bronze, a bright bronze color, I should say. So the windows on our car are not as accurate as they should be. Partwork Upgrades did a window tint mod that you can buy on their website for the windows, but now they've offered it for the 2 side windows. So you can go along to their website right now and pick up the window tints for the car. There will be a link in the description of this video. Click on that link, it'll take you straight over there, and get your window tints so they're movie accurate, because they're not movie accurate at the moment. I'm not going to go through all of that again, because there's been discussion about what is accurate and what isn't. Let's just say that there was a number of cars built for the film, and every single car that they built were completely different. They were used for different things, but they look different even in the shots. So in some shots you can actually see that they are either the stunt car or the hero car. If you want to know what 2 differences are, the stunt car is one for obviously stunts, it's not as detailed, and then you have a hero one which is up for closer shots, which is far more detailed, and in some shots you can see which is which, and that is why the tint of the windows changes from the black, which we see, and the sort of bronze effect that you get. Personally, I think it's the bronze that it's supposed to be. It's sort of like a bronze tint effect that is more movie accurate, but it's personal preference. But Partworks Upgrades has given you that option to do that. Very simple mod to do, and it takes it from there, so it's worth taking a look at that. Like I said, links in the bottom of the description, go and check it out. And then Mark Mods, our old friend Mark, you know, Kev, we almost went halfway through the week before mentioning the tumbler. So we got a thing now. If you don't know, we do a live stream on Sundays, me and Mark, Partworks Live, and we discuss all the stuff that's happening in Partworks. I have a discussion with you as well because it's live, and we try not to mention the tumbler, but it's become a little bit like a drinking game. It's sort of how long can we go without mentioning it in a week, and that is a sort of a running joke because of the lack of parts and that. Like I said, the build itself is fantastic. The quality of the parts, the detail is top notch. It's just the amount of parts each week that you get, which is obviously, if you're going by the comments that we're getting, frustrating everybody else as well. But it is what it is in terms of that. There's not much more we can actually do for that. We just have to fingers crossed and hope that when this thing's built, it's going to look good, and it will look good. I'm almost certain that this thing will be an absolute beast when it's built. I can't wait for it to be built and up and displayed and running. I'm going to start a new thread on this now. I'm going to ask it every couple of weeks to see what everyone else thinks. But if everyone remembers, we built the Lazy Susan. What is that? That is that disc that we have that sort of rotates. At first, we thought the car would sit on that to alleviate the pressure of the front wheels and everything else. But actually, if you put it on now, it wouldn't reach because of how far the front wheels have been pushed down with some of the parts that we've been put on. So now it doesn't reach the bottom of the car. In fact, if everything was on and pushed down, the car wouldn't reach the Lazy Susan. So what could we be using the Lazy Susan for? Because if you remember rightly, we actually built it over 3 issues. So, yeah, what are we going to use that for? Like I said, I still think it may be we sit the car on to display it. But like many have said now, the car is now going to sit too high for that to actually sit on. So what is it actually for? Is my question. So let us know in the comments what you know. I'll give a shout out next week about it. Or it'll be interesting to see what everyone else thinks that's going to be used for, because I ain't got a clue at the moment. Like I said, I did think it was what it was going to sit on. Even if there is a lot of pressure placed on those front wheels, it's still going to be up higher, I think, than what that piece that we've actually got. But let us know in the comments what you think. As always, let us know as well what your comments are and stuff like that. I'll give a shout out next week when we do another one of these, where we'll be doing 81 for the pistons. Not a lot to do on that one either, as we've seen. On Hachette's web shop, you can already have a look at the issues that are coming up. So from, I think they've got up to issue 85. so you can have a little look. It doesn't show you the picture of the parts, but it does give you the bio of what you get in the issue. And it looks like we're going to be fitting on the armoured panels to the front of the car, left and right. And yeah, so they're going to be a single piece. It doesn't sound like a lot, and I'm not expecting a lot actually from this build anyway. But we are now issue 80. We're 80 issues in, so we're well past the halfway mark. We're getting closer and closer to the end now as we go along. We still got, you know, we've still got months and months. There's 120 issues, so we've still got quite a bit of way to go. But every issue we're getting is bringing us closer, and there's still so much work to do on the Tumbler. There's just so much work. So we must be getting some issues where we're going to have to be doing something, because we've just got so many parts lying around. They've got to connect at some point. Also, as well, it's worth noting that the interior and the back wall will have to go on before we attach the sides and the top, unless we're building a chassis similar to the Knight Rider here that I'm building, and other cars where you build the chassis, the interior, and then the outer shell separate, and then you place it together. At the moment, I can't see that happening because there's going to be so many wires going in as well, and little actuators and stuff for the thing. And then when it does go down, I mean, I can't see at the moment how the sides connect to the car. It's just bizarre. Anyway, like I said, let us know in the comments. Thank you for watching. Thank you for taking the time to comment and watch and everything else. 100% appreciate it. Watch us on all the socials. Keep us, keep the thumbs up and keep the old bell going so you get notification when all these drop. But as always, thanks guys for watching. And as always, we will see you at the next video. So until then, we'll see you there.